Charlie Hurt joining us this Monday morning. Biden just put Trump in a bind. Should President-elect Trump reverse the use of these missiles to be used deep inside Russia?
I think you're exactly right. President Biden is not thumbing his nose at Vladimir Putin. He's thumbing his nose at the American people who we just had an election, and the election was very much about this issue. And President Trump's promise that he was going to bring a quick end to this and voters registering their dissatisfaction with the campaign to keep this war going. And so I think you're exactly right about it. And it does put President Trump in a bind. And it makes it extra difficult because at a moment like this, you want the country to be unified in facing a foe. And this makes that very difficult by, as you point out, President Biden literally reversing course on this issue to make it basically leave a ticking time bomb in the lap of the incoming president.
House Speaker Mike Johnson, he thinks the Ethics Committee should not release their report on Congressman Matt Gaetz. Watch this.
There's a very important reason for the tradition and the rule that we almost always followed, and that is that we don't issue investigations and ethics reports on people who are not members of Congress. I'm afraid that that would open a Pandora's box because the jurisdiction of the Ethics Committee is limited to those who are serving in the institution. That's its very purpose, and I think this would be a breach of protocol that could be dangerous for us going forward in the future.
However, Charlie Gaetz himself says he's not worried about this report getting out. He expects it to get out, and he's not unhappy about it. Could it upend his confirmation?
Well, I think that the idea that this report isn't going to come out is kind of laughable. I think it definitely will come out. And if I'm Matt Gaetz, I'm going to say, well, let's just have the report come out and deal with it, because we are already hearing all of the allegations and insinuations that are contained in the report. So why not just kind of have it out and have a discussion about it? It's not like anybody's going to accuse Matt Gaetz in this report of anything that is worse than what he's already been accused of publicly. So I think it's, I'll leave it to Mike Johnson to be concerned about the internal rules of the House Ethics Committee. By the way, the House Ethics Committee is kind of an oxymoron in the first place, and it's always been sort of absurd to me because, they do everything they can to try to make that committee nonpartisan. It's still partisan. It's always been used for partisan purposes, and I don't think that this is any different. So my view of it is just let the stupid report or forget that. Let the report come out and let the American people decide whether it's stupid or valuable, and then evaluate it from there.
Are there going to be recess appointments, or is the Senate going to have old hearings? Not just on Gaetz, but across the board.
I think that I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see one of these nominees go down. But I think that the question is if the Senate does not actually vote on one of the nominees who may be controversial, but then they go into recess, will the president be able to go ahead and make the recess appointments? I think Republicans are unified in getting through Trump's agenda. And while he may lose one of his nominees, but it will happen because they get voted down, not because of inaction by the Senate.
Got it. Charlie Hurt, thanks very much indeed. See you again real soon.